Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm deeply honored to thank you on behalf of the West Eastern Divan of Barenboim Said Foundation and Maestro Daniel Barenboim for this important prize. Your work on the juvenile justice without borders is inspiring for many of us. In the 15 years of its existence, the West Eastern Divan Orchestra has been also a source of inspiration and hope for many of us. As you all know, our region, the Middle East, has been suffering from a very devastating and complex conflict that has endured for almost 100 years. This conflict has brought so much destruction, death, pain, loss of friends and families and properties, but above all, more hate. I don't need to tell you that the world is full of conflicts. Wherever we look, we are all saddened to witness so many conflicts on all continents and on almost every region. Though if we look carefully, we find that there is something in common between them all. The conflict in the Middle East is, of course, no exception. In my opinion, all conflicts have one thing in common, and that is lack of trust between the parties. It might sound simple or even naive, but the truth is, if people could learn to trust each other, they will immediately start seeing more similarities than differences. If people get the chance to listen to the narrative of the other with humanitarian ears, they would immediately see that the solution cannot be good only for one side. It has to be a just solution for all parties. Simple as it may sound, it is nevertheless very difficult. It takes a great amount of courage and selflessness to try to understand the narrative of the opposing rival. The establishment of the State of Israel, for example, is one of the best examples in modern history on the victory of justice. After suffering persecution, discrimination, and injustice for so many centuries, the Jewish people managed to establish its own land where it can be safe, sovereign, and prosperous. Unfortunately, though, the justice for one people is exactly the injustice for the other. The Palestinian people, they lost their land, their sovereignty, and their safety. There isn't any good in comparing suffering. There isn't any good in competing for who suffered more. Suffering is the same. It is ugly, painful, and produces only hate. We need to break this vicious circle. We need to minimize the suffering for everybody in order to establish an environment where humanity and logic could replace hate and mistrust. But how? Ladies and gentlemen, 15 years ago, the late Palestinian scholar Edward Said and Maestro Daniel Barenboim had a vision, an experiment, if I may say. What would happen if we bring young musicians, Israelis, Palestinians, Lebanese, Syrians, Jordanians, Egyptians, young people from all across the conflict in the Middle East, give them the chance to meet and have a common goal? And the answer to this question couldn't be more inspiring or successful. 15 years after the first project, I stand in front of you and can tell you that this project or experiment has changed the lives of many, including mine. We changed only because we had the chance to meet the other and see for ourselves that they are not different from us. They fear what we fear, they enjoy what we enjoy, and they suffer like we suffer. How is it possible for us to experience this while the region is moving from one war to the next? The answer is also simple. We are being treated equally. We are being judged fairly and only according to our personal qualities. Ethnicity, religion, nationality, skin color, gender are irrelevant. We are experiencing equality. This is allowing us to meet and talk about all subjects that separate us, but peacefully. We don't agree on many things. We are not being brainwashed or told what to think. We are not even being asked to talk to each other, but we are merely being presented with an opportunity to be around each other. And our curiosity is doing the rest. Our curiosity is driving us towards each other. The West Eastern Divan and its members have no delusion of being able to change the situation on the ground or achieve peace. We are nevertheless fully committed to promote this example that we enjoy. We merely and genuinely believe that the solution in our region has to start by building bridges between people. Nobody can make personal sacrifices or compromises if he or she doesn't trust or even know the other. We believe that this is the key to promote understanding among all different parties, and at the end, the solution must be fair and just for everybody. Justice should be served everywhere, and justice has to be without borders. The encouragement and acknowledgement that you present us through this prize today will make us even more determined to continue our work, to build bridges and promote dialogue. For this, and in the name of the West Eastern Divan Orchestra, I would like to express our deepest gratitude for this generous present. Thank you very much.